Well, Jenson, here's our youngest son. We've got three older children, teenage going up to 21 now. And it's been really difficult because on his first birthday, he got diagnosed with Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy. It was a complete shock. We'd never heard of Duchenne, but it's literally a life-limiting condition with no cure, and it wastes away all the muscles. Now, he's a lively little chap at the moment. He's got so much energy. He's now 9, but he has been complaining for a couple of years now of aches and pains and stiffness. That's one of the symptoms, and it's where the muscles are wasting away and they just get quite tight. He wears night splints at night time, and although he has to have them, he does find the position of being in a normal bed and wearing night splints would actually make him quite sore and get pains in his calves and ankles in the morning. So he would often wake up every single night, sometimes 3 times a night, being in a normal bed and just want comfort. It was hard for him to vocalise anything that was going on in his body because of his condition. It also affects his emotional and social and speaking. He can explain about all sorts of things in life, but when it's something to do with his own emotions and how he's feeling, it's very difficult. But he would just sob, and it would be hard to settle him and get him back to bed. So from a very early start, Jenson's not been a great sleeper. So we didn't really know what to do. We approached our NHS OT, who said, oh yes, we can get you a profiling bed. But we had heard from other parents who've got children with Duchenne that they need to have their legs raised. So we heard all about Central Bed and seen the amazing videos, and we asked the OT about getting one, and they said, oh no, we don't offer those beds in our county. So it was quite a battle, lots of discussions, and we amazingly had a bed to trial, which was the Arctic one. Jenson instantly slept through the night. It was just such a mad, amazing blessing, and it was great as well for the family because our older children, plus us as parents, always struggle when medical equipment gets delivered. It just brings home what is happening to Jenson's body, because at the moment he just looks like a normal 9-year-old. Yes, sometimes he is in his wheelchair, but when we get all the medical equipment in, it just looks so like a hospital. And that's one thing we wanted to try and keep the normality and fun in his life. And with the Arctic, it was just, yeah, brilliant. It just looks pretty much like a normal bed, and it's great because obviously we've got the images on the front and the headboard. It just makes it, like a proper boys' room. So yeah, we had quite a struggle to get an actual order in, but now we've had it a couple of months, and it's like a switch has just turned in Jenson's body. He's now sleeping through. Initially, we kept checking, is he okay? And yeah, he was sleeping soundly. And it just relieves the whole pressure on his spine because he gets a lot of discomfort in his lower spine and also his legs. And just having the legs raised, which can be raised independently as well, it just took that pressure off the spine. And it also helped him being able to adjust with the remote control himself, so he loves having that independence, plus he loves gadgets. So yeah, it was a huge win all round, and it helped with our older children as well because they can see Jenson sleeping through. He's a lot more happier and calmer in the day, and it also helped them because living in a bungalow, not just us as parents would be woken, but his siblings would be woken too. A lot of them are going through exams and stress of schooling, etc. And it was just so imperative as a family that we got sleep to be able to recharge our batteries and just get on. Anybody who visits, he had his nan come round at the weekend, so he does a demonstration. It's brilliant. Yeah, he's very proud of his bed. And he shows them all the functions, and he picks up things a lot more quicker than me, so he's actually helped me out. We would often have to try and support him with cushions, pillows. He would often come into our bed just for comfort. He just wanted to always be with us because obviously being a child with lots of pain, it's obviously scary for them as well. So yeah, we would often get up, 2 to 3 times a night. We would try and take it in turns. But the cushions he would just kick off the bed. He also is quite sensory, so he gets very hot and he didn't like things on him, so it just wasn't working. And we were approached saying, oh, do you want to have some like supports to put under his legs? But obviously with how they're made, they're quite plasticky, and yeah, it definitely wouldn't have been appropriate for Jenson. And they would have just got in the way because he just needs his space as well. Going forward as well, the bed's going to be a huge benefit because obviously Jenson's body is starting to deteriorate, but we know of other boys with Duchenne that they can't lift their arms, they can't even turn. And so the beauty of the Arctic bed is knowing the peace of mind that going forward he'll be able to have the adjustments on the bed, and we can program it as well so he can be turned through the night. And that's going to be just a huge blessing because obviously he's going to get bigger as well because he's on steroids. They do tend to get quite weighty in size, and it's so difficult on parents' backs as well. So going forward, that will help him, and it will also alleviate the cost of getting extra carers in as well, because the bed will just do everything for him. So yeah, it's a bed that's going to adapt with his condition. So with a lot of equipment like his wheelchair, it's ongoing as he gets bigger and obviously deteriorates. We're going to have to change his chair, but with the bed that will carry on and help him. Just a shame we didn't have one a lot sooner. So that's why I want to do this, is to be able to spread the word and help other families as well. And even health professionals, they've not actually realised that these beds are available, and just the impact. We were struggling for months and months as a family. We would just wake up absolutely shattered. My husband would be having to go into meetings and try and be as alert as possible. But sleep is just so important for the whole family to just function. And it just got us down. Jenson waking constantly, and he knew no different, but it would just be so wearing on the rest of us. So yeah, it's been so helpful. Definitely recommend.